Hello and welcome back to Scriptcase by Jamie. And yes, today in this video, we are continuing with our project as you see on your screen. So this is pretty much where we had left off. We have added a load of features in here now already, some basic bits and pieces, an automated template. We have organized everything. We've added a little bit of help in there. And well, I think it would be good to add a few more features. So let's dive into our platform, and I want to go ahead and close the applications that we had open previously. And what I want to do is come here to my companies, because I think it's important that when we have our company list, that we then also possibly display the associated clients in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to the database menu option. I'm going to choose SQL Builder, and I'm going to say I want the clients table, I want the companies table, and then I also want the companies underscore clients. I will confirm that. And now what I want is then first of all the ID client. I don't need that because it is down here, so I can actually grab those initial IDs that I need because they are there available. And then of course I can then from here take the company name, the client name, and any other information from here that I really wanted. I think that's really enough for now. I don't really need any more, and we can actually continue, but I want to add down here an alias because companies clients is a little long. So I'm just going to go A, B, and C, confirm that, come here to my joins, and now I need to join them all together. So they're all related here to the companies underscore clients. So that is where the ID clients is, as well as the ID companies that we have stored. And for that, I want to choose then here a left join, choose here the clients, add that one, and another left join here for our companies, add that one also, confirm that, and then here we choose then the relationship between those tables. So we're choosing now first of all for the clients table. It says here the clients, so I choose here ID clients and then their ID clients. And then for this one it's the companies table, so we want ID companies and ID companies. We confirm that. And then we can go ahead and then see our script. We can also run it and test it. So just like that, we have created a custom script. So I'm going to copy that and then come up here to new application and generate a grid application. And then paste that select here into the select statement. Okay, so I have no table to choose. I need to then also add my own name. So I then call this grid underscore company clients. And I skip the P and company clients like so. I can run the application afterwards. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I can just click on create. Now I will of course remove the modules that we have available there, but first let's have a look at the grid. So there's our basic report, and we can just come in here straight away and remove all of these extra modules that we don't want. So just keep the grid module. The toolbar, I'm not going to bother with that. The header and so forth, I'm not going to bother either. But what I do want to do is adjust here the fields. So I want to remove here the ID companies, ID clients, move those out of the way, keep the company name and keep the client name. And of course, maybe in this case, we can actually remove the company name and just have the client name there. So if I come back here to home, I want to then open here my grid companies. And what I'm going to do is create a link between the two, but not a standard application link. I want to actually create a nested grid. So I'm going to come here, open this up, and then access here the new link. And then I'm going to choose here the company clients. But first I need to add the name and give it a label. So I'll say company clients like so. That's the name for it. And I have the choice of an advanced nested grid. I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to click then the create. It tells me the name already exists. So if I look here in fields, well, it's not there, but it may be somewhere else within the application. So let me then underscore that, add an underscore there, and separate that company underscore clients, and there we are able to continue. So now I'll choose the grid company clients, go next. And we have no values here to pass because we did not configure any here within our application. So if I go ahead and run this now, it's not going to be great. See, we have this, we have all the information here. We even have the ID clients and everything because we haven't actually run this application since making these adjustments. We haven't generated it, okay? And here within the grid companies, we also want to make further adjustments. So we have the option here for the iframe mode. I don't want the iframe mode. I want to leave it as it is. And we want to also change our link here. So I'm going to save that for now and come back here to our company clients. And then here on events, in fact, we can do that here on the SQL directly. Within the SQL, we can come here and we can say where, and we want the ID companies. So we need the C.ID companies, okay, like so. And that will then equal a global variable that we will now define. So I will call this CC, let's call it CC_var, like so, and then we have an idea of what that is, or even the other way around. It makes more sense, right? var_cc. There we go. So if I save that, and now within here, the grid companies, I can return to this and edit the link now. And by editing the link, I can choose then the grid application again. And now I have the parameter or the variable that I have just defined within that grid application. And there we have the ID companies, which we want to then choose because that's what it is. And then we confirm that. And now if I go ahead and run this again, we then have our grid looking like so, and it's still not how I want it. We have the company name and then all of the relevant details. So I'm going to go ahead and run here the company client so that we only have then the client name there. And if I go 1, we now only have the client name. Okay, so within grid companies, I want to come here now to the nested grid settings and make some adjustments. So I don't want to be using the iframe, so I don't want that. I want to have a tree view for these users because otherwise it may be a little overwhelming in there. So if I run that now again, we can see what that looks like. And now the tree view is here to the left, and then the users are displayed underneath here. Now I don't like that very much, so what I'm going to do is then place it over to the right. And in fact, we could even change the position of it so it's in one column, which may be even much nicer. So let's set that instead and then run the application again. And now we will have that grid here within its own column. Okay, so I still have the option here for company client. So that was a field we added. So let's have a quick look at that here also, because I do not see that here. And that is there. So that doesn't actually have anything. So I'm going to drag that down the bottom here and remove that for now. And then we just have now our company clients here inside of this little flexi drop menu. And that way the clients are also, kept private within the company view. And at the same time, it's not overwhelming the page. Okay, so now that is done, our grid is pretty much there. We have a nice little view there, so we can go ahead and close those now. We can close the SQL builder, and let's go ahead and run our project again. Come back to the clients. Let's check this out. We have here the send email. We have then for our companies here a little drop menu with our company names, and there are a few other ways of doing that, but that's just one of them. I kind of like that depending on the data that's there. And right now the company clients, well, we see that has here problem with our language variable, so I better go ahead and change that. So back here into grid companies, and here edit fields, a quick way, and there we have then our label. So let me come here to application language. We better add that then, and then we are pretty much getting on our way. So we have then our block titles. We can use this one. I think that's a nice place. That should pretty much do. We could add another folder, of course, but that could then get too much, or even here into the general. So there we also have the company. We don't have anything that references it right now, so I would just go ahead and add a new one. So lang underscore, and we have these as BI capital T underscore, and this is then the clients. So I can just add that in there. I could of course even use the language variable here from the clients, but maybe you would want to have a different title or different different title for that. So in that case, well, we configure or set up a separate language variable for that. clients, and we could even call that company clients, right? So it's a bit more precise. So I'll just save that, add the message, return back here to my grid companies, and replace that very quickly. And then just like that, we can run that again. And there we go, lovely Scriptcase error messages that just pop out of the blue. And there we can see now that's pretty much set up for us. And we want to make one other adjustment here, and that is maybe center this. Okay, and if I run that again and then come here again, we could then have the field centered. Well, it should be centered, which is not. But of course, our data, any other data in here would be centered, but it's not centering that right now. But that's the way it goes. We could, of course, make other adjustments there to the view of that, but that's pretty much limited in that sense. Now, changing the theme would make a big difference to how this looks, of course, so that is maybe something you would want to consider. In this case, I think we're good, because otherwise, I'll take all the work from my members. Can't have that now. Sorry about that, members, but come on, I'm giving you loads of stuff already. And of course, I hope you are learning from all of that, because that is the point. So now we have pretty much this project pretty much good. We have our clients, we can send them emails, we have our companies. For our emails, we also have our templates, as well as a log for when they are being sent. The log, well, we didn't actually look at that, did we? So let's have a quick look at that. Because it has no data, we're unable to see those fields properly. So let's make sure they are not, pretty ugly when you download this. So there we would not want the ID log. The create date, maybe you would want that. And the send date, let's change the location of those. Move the user log into maybe the first field to from. Have the subject there also, and I think you would more than likely want to have the message there. And it's not an image, is it? It's actually text, so we need to go there multiple lines text. And if you want to change the position of those, you can change the position of those for the dates. I think that's good. The user login, I will set those to center, and the rest of these can be left. So then if I save that, that would pretty much be the email log ready, displaying the relevant information. Now, if I had created the security, I would possibly link that then also to the security applications so that we can see more information about that user. But for now, I think that is pretty much it. So during this video, I have actually gone and stopped recording. Yes, I actually stopped for 2 days or 3 days, hoping that what we are going to do now works. Now, at that point in time, I had decided that we were pretty much done with the project, but yes, I realized there were 1 or 2 nangly little things there that were bugging me that I hadn't actually got around to or actually done, because I skipped it within my list of things. But that's the way it goes, and of course now they are all applied. So let's go ahead now and finish this project by versioning it. So I'm going to come here to the increment version within our project menu, and we are now on version 1.00, and I want to create version 1.01. Now, the other day, this actually gave me an error message on 1.01. It said the version was already available, and then when I went to create the version, it did not work either. So, but now we have had an update. So let's go ahead and check this out, and hopefully we can version this. I can then export it and upload it to my knowledge base for all of my Scriptcase by Jamie members, of course. So you can download this, have access to those amazing snippets you've been seeing, the long list of them, of course, all organized and ready for you to use and learn from. Okay, so with our description, let's call this version 1 and increment. And there we go. Amazing. So today, the incrementation of our project has worked. I am so happy. Thank you very much, Scriptcase, for resolving that before I come back here and actually record it. I may actually, I'll keep hold of the video. I have it recorded there because I went through that entire process and recorded the failure. But Yes, I'm not showing it to you. Okay, so we have now our project version. We have 13 applications. We have 85 fields. We have 17 events. We have 0 logs. And that is the time that it has taken to create, or duplicate, should I say, our project. I can now go ahead and open the new project version. So we're now in project version 1.01. I'm going to go ahead and generate all of the source code. And then, of course, run my project to make sure everything still works and looks the same as it was before. There we go. That's done now. So I will go ahead and run that. And there we have now our new version of this project ready for my members. And we see here the project version. It says now version 1.01. So that is it then, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed our first project here on Scriptcase by Jamie. Yes, it's a small project, but you see, it's not really that easy as I sometimes make it out to be. And of course, one of the prime objectives of this training one is to show you that you can do things quite easily, that planning is important to your project, very important, and that your database is possibly the most important part of your entire project. So before you think of the project, make sure you do consider the data that you want to store, that you want to manage, that you want to change and adjust, or whatever it may be. You can encrypt your information. You can do so much more in Scriptcase, and it's so easy to do. It's pretty crazy. So I have developed quite a few platforms. I would love to show you all of them. If, of course, you are up for a mini consultation or something, then, of course, I'd be happy to show you some of the amazing platforms that I have put together. And, well, yes, as I'm told by many of my clients, they're pretty blown away by what you can create in Scriptcase. Okay, now if you are needing a new license, upgrade, update, whatever it may be, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. And with that, you get my smiley, happy face, of course. And, well, maybe at some point in the future, once things start moving a bit more with Scriptcase by Jamie, because, wow, they have been moving already, if you would believe. I don't believe it myself. I'm pretty surprised how much some of you are really enjoying what I am creating for you. And of course, it's just the beginning. So this was just a bit of a fun series of videos, and I hope you have enjoyed them. And that is it for today. So thank you very much for watching, and until the next video.